So Starbucks is now downsizing their workforce and they're claiming to lose 1,100 employees. That's right. Wow. First of all, that is a lot of people, okay? They're gonna retire 1,100 people from their workforce. And today I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper into why they're making that change. And if you're interested and wanna learn something new today, my name is Roman, aka Young BizWiz, and let me talk to So if you don't know what Starbucks is a coffee company, and personally, I barely drink Starbucks, but I've had their Frappuccinos from Sam's Club, and I'm gonna be honest, I personally like the Frappuccinos from Sam's Club. But the thing is, when it comes to getting a drink in when you get Starbucks from a store, what ends up happening is it's usually very expensive, like $9, $10 for like a cup of coffee. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm really not trying to pay all that. It's kind of more affordable getting paid like $3 for like a box of 12, so like $40 for 12. At Sam's Club, you can drink them at home, freeze them up yourself, and then drink them in the morning or when you're on the way. And for me, that saves a lot of time and it makes sense. And when I used to work at Sam's Club, I used to drink the shit out of the Frappuccinos. Now the thing is, with Starbucks being very expensive, it seems that a lot of people aren't really willing to spend as much money to buy a coffee because, inflation is going up, prices in America are going up, and in general, you're not making as much money as inflation is going up in this new economy. And so because of that, people don't go to Starbucks as much. It would seem that Starbucks also is in a lot of drama recently with them apparently supporting Palestine or some sorts.
Why are Gen Z and pro-Palestine supporters boycotting Starbucks? Your next Starbucks coffee could be brewing with international conflict. The global coffee giant is at the center of a contentious intersection between corporate influence, international politics, and consumer activism. We'll delve into the controversial relationship between Starbucks and politics, exploring how corporations often become entangled in broader global issues. This time, the spotlight is on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the BDS movement. BDS stands for Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions. BDS was launched in 2005 and has become a global force with significant impact. The core objective of BDS is to provide economic pressure on the Israeli government to abide by international law and end its occupation of the Palestinian territories, and stop the ongoing creation of illegal settlements in the West Bank. This movement advocates for the boycott of Israeli products, divestment from companies complicit in these policies, and sanctions against Israel. As with any movement, BDS has faced its fair share of criticism. One common argument against BDS is that it might inadvertently harm Palestinians more than help them. Critics argue that BDS measures can lead to reduced job opportunities and hinder economic prospects for Palestinians. Another critical perspective casts BDS as a form of anti-Semitism, connecting the condemnation of Israeli state policies with hatred of Jewish people. Organizations like the Anti-Defamation League, or ADL, raise concerns that BDS goals reject or ignore the Jewish people's right to self-determination and could potentially lead to the eradication of the world's only Jewish state. These accusations of anti-Semitism have been highly debated. While some governments and groups have taken steps against BDS, others argue that such accusations restrict freedom of speech and the right to criticize the Israeli state. So, what's the connection between Starbucks and BDS? Starbucks found itself embroiled in a legal dispute with its US workers' union over a pro-Palestinian social media post. This post, shared by Starbucks Workers United, expressed support for Palestine just days after the war began on October the 7th. Starbucks claimed that this post had damaged its reputation and filed a lawsuit against the union for trademark infringement. Starbucks demanded that the union change its name and logo. The union responded with its own lawsuit, alleging Starbucks had defamed them by implying that it supported terrorism and violence. This isn't the first time that Starbucks has been accused of supporting Israeli occupation. Back in the early 2000s, around the time of the Second Intifada, false rumors were circulating about the Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz allegedly donating millions of dollars to support the IDF. The company responded with a statement debunking the accusation in 2006 and then again in 2009.
And apparently getting boycotted out of the ass. And so because of that, sales recently at Starbucks have been a little bit lesser than what they've been expecting. About like a 25% decrease in sales in their last quarter, which is a lot of fucking money. That's literally 25. You lose another 25%. That's literally half your sales for the quarter. So these things have been happening to Starbucks, losing a lot of money and declining quarters. And apparently they have been switching out their CEOs like a new pair of clothing. They've had 4 CEOs in the last 3 years, and their newest CEO has been paid a whopping, get ready for this, not $10 million for the first 4 months. Actually, do you guys want to guess how much money their CEO has been paid in the first 4 months of working there? Like a little bit of a Jeopardy thing. Okay, it's getting really bad. Their CEO at Starbucks has been paid $100 million, not just for the year, for 4 months of working at Starbucks. I don't even know where they got the money for that. Like, if I'm correct, that means they're paying $250 million for their CEO a year, if they're keeping on track with that. How do you have $100 million to pay for your CEO and you're losing like 25% of your sales? Where is the compensation coming from? But yeah, so they have been paying money for their CEO and they're losing a lot of sales. And so because of that, you know, they got to downsize basically.
Starbucks laying off more than 1,000 employees and getting rid of more than a dozen drinks. Chief Business Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here with whether your favorite drink, is it going to still be on the menu?
Sure. A lot of people are wondering about this, Robin. Good morning. Nice to see all of you. It's 1,100 workers that are going to be laid off, people in corporate roles mostly, as the company restructures and shrinks its menu. The move is not going to affect baristas, those people in your cafes, and the changes are part of a larger overhaul at the coffee giant. Remember, we shared this with you when I sat down with the Starbucks CEO in December to address slumping sales and customer complaints about everything from wait times to the cost of drinks. Starbucks is cutting about 30% of its menu. Now for those 13 drinks they're getting rid of by March 4th. They include the iced matcha lemonade, 9 Frappuccino drinks, including the Cafe Vanilla Java Chip, the Caramel Ribbon Crunch Creme, and the Double Chocolatey Chip Creme.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, and the White Hot
That's
Chocolate.
basically.
Starbucks
And
is also out with a list of substitutions.
They have over 16,000 corporate employees, about 16 or 17,000. So with them losing 1,000 employees, they'll be losing about like 8% or 7% of their workforce as in the corporate world. So 8% of their workforce, that is a lot, by the way. I know 8% doesn't sound like a lot, but you lose 8% of anything in a company and it's like, fuck. I mean, if you make 8% on an investment a year, it's considered pretty good. Losing 8% of your company, you know, you might as well just like, you know, depending on what kind of people you lose, it might just be the end of your company actually. But, you know, when you look at 8%, that sounds like a lot. And the thing is, while people may say like, oh, they only have 17,000 employees, Starbucks is obviously a multi-billion-dollar company. And they actually have over 350,000 store employees. So when you say they're going to lose 1,000 jobs, you know, 350,000 plus another 20,000, we'll just say like they have 375,000 employees. They lose about 1,000. It's less than 1%. You don't think too much of it. But when you say they're losing 8% of their corporate employees, you know, a lot more people are going to be like, oh shit, this is a problem. And oh shit, it is a problem because that is a lot of people to be losing in corporate. But what do I think about the situation? Personally, I don't even like Starbucks like that. Like I talked about the Frappuccino a little bit earlier in the video, but it was just like, I drank it because I had to drink it. I personally think Baskin Robbins with Dunkin' Donuts has better coffee. I also think that, what is the name of that new coffee? Ooh, hold up, let me think. Coffee that starts with B. I think Bigsby's coffee in the Southeast of America is really, really good, and I would highly recommend trying them. And yeah, I just don't really put Starbucks up there in the top coffee. I actually think McDonald's Frappuccino, when made correctly, tastes better than Starbucks. And like, you know, that might be a slap on Starbucks, but I mean, come on guys, have you guys had the Frappuccino from McDonald's? Have you tried the Dulce de Leche Frappuccino? Oh, yo, let me tell you something. This is not even a sponsorship or an ad segment. If you guys have not tried this Frappuccino from McDonald's, I'm telling you right now, you are missing out. So yeah, what I'm saying is that Starbucks is losing 1,000 employees and people are having a little bit of hysteria about it, you know, with the boycotting and everything, and them paying their CEO $100 million and them losing 25% in sales in their recent quarter's earnings report. It would make kind of sense as to why they're kind of trying to downsize, even just not even a little bit, but a lot more than just a little bit. What do you guys think about the whole situation? Do you think Starbucks is doing a good move? Do you think they were doing a lot of bad plans and decisions before this had to happen for them to have to downsize at this point? What do you think should be the next course of action for Starbucks? And do you even like drinking their coffee? I don't know personally, but I know you know the answers to your own opinions. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the whole situation. My name is Roman, aka Young Bizwiz. Thank you so much for watching this video and have an awesome New Year's. Take care. Peace. So Liam, you are white, right?
Should I answer this question?
Am I the FBI?
Are you?
Yes, I am. Have you ever been to Starbucks before?
I've been there like a few times, yes.
What do you think about Starbucks?
I think it is mid.
Oh, mid. We hate to hear that. Very mid. Ooh, we hate to hear that.
You're the Starbucks CEO, so I apologize for giving you the...
Yes, it's me. I am actually Roman, Starbucks CEO. Guys, listen, you know, what we need to do is start making some fucking money and not paying me $100 million for my first 4 months working here. That's what we need to start doing, guys. Because what the fuck?